please join me in welcoming Alyssa Humbert. You are a volunteer specialist with this program. Welcome back, my dear.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Good to have you here. You brought with you another great face. Jessie Thompson, you are the Community Programs Manager for our beloved Associated Ministries here in Tacoma. It's good to see you again as well.
Back at you, Amanda. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Okay, first question here. So, Jessie, tell us about, first off, the origins of Paint Tacoma Beautiful. Give us an overview. What do we need to know?
This is a program sponsored by the City of Tacoma.
Yeah.
And so what we do is, since 1983, we have mobilized groups of volunteers to come and paint the exterior of low-income homeowners' houses in the city limits. Yeah.
Wow. So, and when you, how much, I mean, does it cost anything to, who pays the cost of this?
So this is a program, again, sponsored by the City of Tacoma, but we have lots of community partners that like to jump in and help. We've had faith communities sponsor a house. We've had small businesses sponsor a house. Home Depot's helped us out in the past, Sherwin-Williams. There are a lot of groups that show up to pay and help get the supplies all together for the home. And it's free to the homeowners.
Love it. Lots of heavy lifting, but it benefits the community and the homeowners so much.
Well, and community coming together, right, to make this happen.
That's right. I've been in one of those painting crews, and it's one of the best experiences I've had. I still think about it, and that was decades ago. So, Alyssa, how many houses do you paint each year?
We paint around 22 every year. Our season does run a little different than, calendar year, but we try to do 22 a year. Okay,
and what changes that? I mean, 22 is a baseline, but is it weather dependent? Is it the amount of people who sign up dependent? Or is it's a given we're gonna hit 22 and maybe go above?
We try to do above every year. I mean, we would love to do 100 homes if we could, weather dependent. But obviously in Washington, we have to be very vigilant when it comes to when it's raining, when it's not. Houses have to be dry when we paint them. Yes. Yeah, so last year we had a rainy summer. We're hoping for a little bit less rain this year so we can get more homes painted.
And this morning, it was pouring down rain when I drove into Tacoma. So once again, spring is gonna be wet. So let's talk about, Jessie, who can apply to have their house painted? Besides just needing your house painted, what else is there to qualify for?
The requirements are you live in the city limits of Tacoma. Okay. You have to be under the 80% of the average median income, so lower income folks. You have to own your home. You can't have any outstanding liens or any violations with the city, code violations. If all that's up to date, then you pretty much qualify.
I love that.
Yeah.
And you ask for those markers because?
Well, because we want to help those who need, right? We don't want somebody who doesn't necessarily need the assistance. Right. A lot of the homeowners are seniors. They've been in their homes, raised their families, still live in there. It's usually a paid off home and they're living on a fixed income. And the expense of painting the exterior can be from $10,000 upward, depending on the size of the house and the type of the siding. And so we try to, there's some of the houses right there.
I love that. Yeah, here's some of the fun that happens when you get to paint one of these houses. I wish we had an hour to talk about all of the friendships, the food, you'll love this, Vicki, the gardening that goes on when you are able to talk to the homeowners and they become your friends.
Yeah, it really builds community.
And then there are projects you see that are maybe slow to complete, and it's like, hey, would you like me to make you a raised bed? I've got some time while they're scraping the house. They are so grateful. Yeah. So what is the process to get your house painted?
Yeah, so the first thing is that you're going to need to apply. You can do that at associatedministries.org, or you can come into our office and pick up an application, and I can help you fill it out. Nice. Then we would double check all the information, make sure you qualify financially, no code violations, as Jessie was saying, and then a few other requirements, and then I come out and do a home evaluation and just make sure the house is good to be painted, that it's safe for our volunteers, and I kind of assess any other needs that might need to happen before we can paint.
So you are the woman
I am the woman right now,
buck
yes.
stops here with,
Yes.
with this big smile. So, so Jessie, she mentioned that you can apply online. Tell us more about that application process. How long does it take from start to finish?
Well, like I said, some of our demographic for homeowners are maybe not quite as used to the computer, so you can apply online and fill it out. And it may be, I mean, anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes to a half hour, 40 minutes, right? Kind of depending on whether you know all the information, you know,
Right.
annual household income, is your insurance up to date? You need to send us bank statements or some kind of proof of income. So gathering that information might take some time. But like Alyssa said, you can come into the office and we'll help as well. Yeah.
And who doesn't want help from that face?
I know.
Come on. And
thank you.
what a beautiful job you do of lowering barriers, because you're right. Many of these homes have senior citizens, and to say to them, go on the website, well, that's just putting the barriers even higher. So thank you for understanding that. So how does someone first off volunteer with Paint Tacoma Beautiful? Because to me, when I volunteered, that was the best gift I ever could have been given. So what's the answer to that?
It's similar to the process to get your home painted. You go on our website and or come into the office. You can do a paper or an online application.
Yes.
We do background checks on all of our volunteers. And then really you get trained. So depending on what you want to do, if you want to be a volunteer, you don't necessarily have to be a painter.
That's right.
You know, you could be the photographer. You could be the person that keeps all the paperwork organized.
I was the person that brought the barbecue.
Yeah.
And I made lunch every time we got together.
See, and you had a very important job, right?
to feed the
Not
people.
everybody has to be a painter.
That's right.
But yeah, you can do anything you want. It's, you know, we try to cater to our volunteers. They're our workforce, right?
Okay, so last question in this last 22 seconds. Who do we need to thank for all of this goodness before we say goodbye?
Yeah, well, City of Tacoma, of course.
Obviously, yeah.
And then Rada Paint in Sherwin-Williams really helped us out last season.
Yes.
And then our volunteers, because, I mean, we couldn't do this work without them, and we get hundreds every year, and it's just amazing.
I want to thank the two of you for being so inspiring. These smiles and this passion you have for it is so tangible.
Oh, thank you.
I want you back sooner than
Of
later.
course.
And one of these times, we're going to get out there and film you and get some new footage. Deal?
Yeah,
Yeah,
deal.
absolutely.
Okay, our Pet of the Week is coming up. You don't want to miss that. We'll be right back.